Hello, my name's Rachel and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be talking you through the pros and the cons of Barclays Smart Investor. So I have been using Barclays Smart Investor for around about the last 3 years. I have an investment ISA with them and then also an investment account as well. So I've got a really good idea of the experience that I've had with them as a customer over the last 3 years. So the first pro, and probably the most important one, is that Barclays is a really well-established company and their smart investor services are both authorised and regulated by the FCA, which is so important. They're also a member of the London Stock Exchange as well, so you'll know your money is safe and in good hands. Now the next pro for me is the customer service. I found the customer service to be very good with Barclays. When I log into their website, I often use the chat service which is available, so you can normally speak to an advisor within around 30 seconds. They respond up to a couple of minutes. They come back with all of the information that you need. They're obviously not financial advisors, so they aren't offering financial advice, but they can give you any help with anything you might need with, for example, the website, finding specific funds that you need, any questions that you might have around the fees or usability. So I have found them to be really good. I personally really like using the chat service because I like to see things written down so that they're really clear, especially as a DIY beginner investor. I found it really useful to be able to read through the responses and make sure that I was understanding exactly what they were saying properly. So the next pro for me when using Barclays Smart Investor is the massive availability of funds, trusts and ETFs. So they have over 2,000 different ones available and they had absolutely everything that I was looking for when I wanted to start investing. So for example, they have a lot of Bailey Gifford funds which I like to invest in. They have a lot of different ETFs. A lot of the ones you'll be looking for will be available. You can buy some of the Vanguard funds on Barclays Smart Investor. I have such a wide range of investments on there. They have investments available from BlackRock, Invesco, all of the big kind of names are available on there, and with a choice of over 2,000 you will probably be able to find what you're looking for if you're looking for very specific funds, trusts or ETFs. So that is really positive because I didn't want to be limited to only being able to buy, for example, Vanguard funds. I wanted to be able to have a wide variety of choice available, and that certainly is possible with Barclays Smart Investor. The next positive is that the website is very user-friendly. I think as a DIY investor, just starting out on your own, it can be quite daunting starting to invest, but I found the interface really easy to use. And also, as I said, if I did have any problems whatsoever, I could just click that chat button and talk to someone and ask them exactly what I needed, and they would come back to me with a matter of seconds or minutes, just so that I would be able to buy exactly what I wanted and invest in exactly what I wanted. So I found the website very easy to use. The next thing that I found really good, particularly as a beginner, was their really transparent price structure. So it was really clear to me exactly how much I would be spending every single month when I was investing with them. So at the moment their costs are 0.2% per annum for funds, trusts and ETFs that you're invested in. And then there's also a transaction fee of £3 every time you buy a different fund or sell a different fund. And then for stocks and shares, it's £6 every time you buy a different one. So those for me were really good fees. I think 0.2% per year is actually really good. They also have something that I thought was really interesting. I'm going to read directly from their website to make sure I'm getting it right. But it says, we also go the extra mile on price. Every time you buy or sell, we'll give you the best price available from our selected retail services provider. With Barclays Price Improver, 92% of trades placed in 2020 got a better price than the quoted price on the London Stock Exchange, with the average customer return improved by £15 per deal. And £15 might sound like a small amount, but when you're buying and selling potentially quite regularly, £15 on every deal as an average can really build up. So that is a really positive thing about Barclays Smart Investor as well. Now moving on to the cons, and there aren't actually that many. I'm going to go through 3 with you, but one of them was around those fees, and 0.2% is a really good fee per year. However, To achieve that 0.2%, you would need to have £24,000 invested, because the minimum monthly fee is £4 a month. So if you have less than £24,000 invested, then you might be spending slightly more than 0.2% per annum, but you can obviously do the calculations on that. So the minimum that it's going to cost you is £48 a year once you've deposited money into that account. So obviously if you only have £10,000 invested in Barclays Smart Investor, then the fees are going to be higher than 0.2%. So I still think it was a really, really affordable option, but if you are looking to invest smaller amounts, there might be a platform that has slightly cheaper fees based on that £4 per month cost. Moving on to the next con, and that would be that at the moment you can only buy UK-based shares on Barclays Smart Investor. So as I said, they have loads of choice of funds, trusts and ETFs, but for shares you can only buy those UK-based ones. So if you wanted to get exposure to international markets, you would need to invest in funds, trusts and ETFs that have that international exposure. If you were looking to just buy individual stocks and shares, then you would be limited to just buying UK companies at the moment. So this doesn't really apply to me. I do have a couple of UK-based shares in my account. However, on the whole, I wanted to buy funds, trusts and ETFs in my Barclays Smart Investor ISA. I wasn't interested in buying individual stocks and shares in this account. I have other accounts where I buy individual stocks and shares. In this account and in my Barclays Smart Investor, I didn't actually want to be buying individual stocks and shares. I wanted to focus mainly on buying funds, ETFs and trusts in this ISA. So actually this doesn't matter to me at all. But if you are a person who is looking to buy stocks and shares that are international and buy individual stocks and shares, then you might need to look elsewhere. So my final con for Barclays Smart Investor is that there currently isn't a Barclays Smart Investor app available. This is fine for me because I can use the website on my phone fine. The website works really well on my phone, but if you do not have a Barclays current account, then you can't use their current app to log into your Barclays Smart Investor account. So because I don't have a current account with Barclays, I just use the Smart Investor service. I can't actually use an app that is specifically for investing with Barclays Smart Investor. But for me personally, I'm not that bothered. I didn't want to be using an app and I'm not buying and selling on a regular basis. Most of the investments that I'm making are for the long term and I'm holding on to them for the long term. And if I do want to have a quick look at them on a daily basis, I can still look on my phone, and the website is really, really well set up for using on your phone if you like to check things on your phone. So you can still do that. And obviously you can use the website on your laptop as well if you want to. But if you're a person who really likes to have everything in an app and likes to check your investments in an app, then at the moment this option isn't available to you if you don't also have a Barclays standard account or a Barclays bank account as well. But as I said, this is something that they've said they're working on and they don't currently have a timeline for this, but hopefully it'll be in the near future. Overall, I've been so happy with using Barclays Smart Investor that I have continued to use them throughout the years and will continue to use them into the future. I think the service is great, really user-friendly. The chat customer service is absolutely amazing, particularly as a beginner. And yeah, I've been so pleased with starting my investing journey with Barclays Smart Investor, and I'll continue to use them into the future. I hope you found this video really interesting. If you do have any specific questions, then please do pop them in the comments down below. I know I might not have covered absolutely everything there is to know about Barclays Smart Investor, but hopefully I've covered the basics and anything that you might be wondering about. I have lots of other videos on this channel about investing. I have a Barclays Smart Investor portfolio here where I've got a little bit of information about what I'm holding in my Barclays Smart Investor ISA, so if you want to check that out then please do. But otherwise, have a really lovely day, and if you fancy subscribing, that would be awesome. And yeah, wishing you all the very best. Bye bye.